Our life was like that of any other medical student. We spent the days between lectures, lab, and exam. We would have fun with our friends, laugh heartily, and complain about the pressure of studying and the traffic jam. Walking to study in the library, ensuring the fear of exam and its result joy. Life was tiring, yes, but we chose it and worked hardly for our big dream to become doctors with our families proud and ourselves basement. That effort had a meaning because deep down we believed it would all be worth it. We held onto that quiet fear inside, saying that this route somehow would lead us to the light. It was a life full of hope and safety. And that soft, beautiful feeling said that tomorrow would always be better.
The war came, and in a single moment, everything has changed. We lost our homes, our families, and our studies stopped. Something inside us broke. Days passed. 2.5 years went by while we waited. Other universities found solutions. Our classmates graduated, and some of our friends had to transfer, just so they wouldn't lose everything. But despite all what happened, we never lost hope. We believed that one day we would return, pick up from where we left off. Because medicine for us, it's not just a degree, it is the dream that survived when everything else was gone.
Despite the war and everything we have been through, the hope in our heart never died. For 2.5 years we waited and believed maybe today they will hear us, maybe today they will find a way. Yet even through silence and neglect, we held on one thing, hope. Hope that our university would open its doors and say, we haven't forgotten about you.
After years of waiting and an endless patience, the university finally said, "We found a solution." For a moment, hope returned, but the joy didn't last. The fees were too high, and the solutions had nothing to do with reality. Now we are left with one choice: freeze our studies or lose our place. After 2.5 years of waiting, have we waited all this time for them to tell us to freeze?
Despite the shock and disappointment, we don't surrender to these confused and unjust decisions, and we refuse to be merely victims. We began to demand with a clear and audible voice. We began to move, organize our ranks, and bear each other's burdens. Step by step, RESA began to take shape, not just a bond, but a force that united us, not with one voice, but with many voices determined to reach an agreement and to confirm that nothing is impossible when we unite.
RESA wasn't a random step. It didn't just happen overnight, and it wasn't an idea that fell from the sky. It was a natural reaction to the chaos we were living in. The confusion, the neglect, the constant delays. We decided to take action. No one was speaking for us, so we decided to be the voice ourselves. It all started as a small idea between a few students, a group of students who truly believed that the real change starts with us. Staying silent in times like these was never an option, and it never will be.
From here, Issa began to take shape from the heart of pain, from girls who were tired of silence. They decided to think, organize, and move. We gathered opinions, discussed, disagreed, and searched for solutions that wouldn't be just a reaction, but a step forward. We relied on collective awareness and studied the situation from every angle. We didn't rush because we knew that the next step would determine the fate of entire generation until we reached a realistic, fair, and possible solution. It preserve our rights, keep our education going, and our dreams no longer postponed.
RESA was born from students' hopes and beliefs. We ask for official online education, not just as an opinion or temporary fix, but as a fair and modern solution. It ensures every student can continue learning and pursuing her dreams, based on our strong belief in our right to education.
Ahfad University, where we study, a university with a name and a history, and an institution that was always a shining example of women's education in Sudan. It raised generations who helped build the nation. Its name has always been linked with awareness, excellence, and leadership. So it's only natural for us to expect the same spirit of care and fairness now in times like these by supporting students' rights in online education. Because leadership isn't just a title or a reputation. True leadership appears when times are hard and when decisions are just fair.
Even those who were satisfied with their worries were not satisfied with them. After a difficult journey of displacement, we went there full of hope that we would resume our studies. We faced many problems. There was no clear schedule and no calendar. We did not know when we would start and when we would finish. We felt that we were strangers to the university. And after we were happy and excited, we were struck by frustration and disappointment for the second time.
RESA doesn't stand for one group, and it was never just a moment of sadness or a short campaign. RESA is the beginning of a long journey. We started with faith and we're still going with the same belief. Maybe we've grown tired, maybe we've stumbled, and maybe the road has taken longer than we hoped. But every single time we rise again and say we won't give up, because we dream of generations that is aware and educated, generations that stand tall in the face of fire, brave and unshaken, generation no war can stop, no decision can silence, and no phrase can hold back. RESA is still moving forward, carried by the voice of every medical student whose dream was put on hold, and by the steps of every Ahmadiyya who still believes there is hope.